Hey guys, I wasn't planning on doing a live stream today or really ever. I had no interest in doing live streams at all. But sometimes the universe sends you a message, and I guess I was just in the frame of mind to answer. I wanted to just listen to some music, and I clicked the wrong thing, and the message came up going live, and I just about shit my pants. And then I thought to myself, you know what? This actually would be a really good time to go live because I am in the middle of trying to film my next video for you guys, which was going to be the struggles of surviving the winter in a schoolie. And ironically enough, I went into the cabinet over here, down there. It's also my first time filming anything with my webcam, so forgive me if the angles and everything are really weird. Um, but I went into the cabinet to get my camera, and the whole thing was just consumed with fog and condensation. And first, I thought to myself, explicit words I have yet to use on this channel. Um, and then I took the camera apart. It's laying out behind me. Let me see how it's doing. Yeah, even the lenses inside here were fogged up, and I didn't really want to shove a towel in there to wipe them off or anything, but I tried cleaning the external lens that sits here. I tried cleaning the filter, the UV filter that's on the outside with like a lens cloth. I couldn't get anything to work. It's still foggy as all hell. So I took the camera apart, I sat down, I said to myself, let's listen to some music and just try your best to calm down, because I've been having a rough time with this whole winter situation. That's what this video was going to be about. I was trying to calm myself down a little bit, and I accidentally clicked go live. And at first I was hammering for the X button, and I was like, you know what? This would actually be a really good time to go live, because this is exactly what I'm going to talk about in my video, is that life gets harder in winter. Things go wrong. Um, if you're living in a schoolie, you should really be ready for that. I mean, our situation is pretty unique. Our heat source is a wood stove, so it tends to be very hot and cold in the bus. Um, we use an electric heater at night to keep us warm in the back, but that does not affect up here. So in the front, it tends to get so hot at some points during the day when we have the stove roaring. Then we go to bed, it gets really cold, and that causes all kinds of problems with condensation everywhere. We have damp rid everywhere, if you're familiar with that, moisture absorbing crystals to help with the humidity. We have these foil things everywhere on our windows to stop up some of the things, some of the heat from escaping. So we're doing our best. You can see some of the damage on the ceiling behind me. Hurts my soul even to talk about it and show people, because we once were so proud of the bus, and that we built it with our bare hands, and we still are. But it's hard to be proud of it when you can see things going wrong, stains appearing, and things kind of, we found mold on a couple things, and it's, we haven't even lived in it for a full year. To see that kind of stuff happening to it already, it really, really brings you down. On top of the how dark it always is in here, because half my windows are boarded up. Um, I have, like, today, it happens to be really nice, a godsend, a nice day. It's like 55 degrees today, so I don't have to do the stove right now, which is really nice. I can take the tops of the windows of the foil out, so I can actually have some light in here and feel like a human being and not Gollum from Lord of the Rings. So I was doing a little bit better. Then I picked up my camera, and it was foggy as all hell, and brought my workday to a scraping halt. So I just thought I'd go live, share some of my frustrations, because usually at the end of the week, I end up trying to cram it all into a blog post with some pictures, but that's not as interesting as listening to someone who is so frustrated in the moment, describing the experience. Oh, it's riveting living in a bus. I do love it. I really do. It was a lot easier to find it fun in the warmer weather. So if this is kind of lifestyle you're thinking about, not even necessarily a bus, just maybe like a tiny home, like a DIY tiny home, or if you're planning on the van life, that kind of thing, be aware that in these tiny spaces, condensation is a big deal, and that's something that neither Katie nor I had heard anybody talk about. before we moved into our bus. I never had heard that, watch out for the condensation in winter. The constant heating and cooling of the air is going to mess up all your wood. No one ever said that. It was all, schoolies parked in sunsets out in the middle of meadows and everything beautiful inside and nice. And it is still nice in here. It's not like the bus is falling apart at the seams. Just you never want to see damage happening in your home. But especially in a home that you built with your own two bare hands, and being the kind of situation we're in, I'm not gonna call a handyman to come start fixing this stuff, or I don't know, maybe for a consultation, but I doubt we could even afford that. We are not paying someone to come in here and fix our mold and moisture problems. Not even sure there's much that somebody could do. In my research, I found dehumidifiers would help, and the damp rid, which is where we got that idea. So, and the foil keeping the heat inside the bus instead of letting it out. That's pretty much it. Just thought I'd vent a little bit. Actually, did make me feel a little bit better, and it gives you a little preview into what my video is going to be about this week, if I ever freaking get it started. Let's see. Let's fire up the camera and see if the fog is gone, and if my mind will stay intact. Really have felt like I've been losing it some days lately. Trying to film my first course, teaching you guys how to write novels. It's a lot of work, but I'm happy to do it. And then on top of that, these videos, can't even put my camera back together. I put all the parts of the camera next to the stove, which is still like kind of warm from my fire this morning. I was hoping that would bring up the temperature of the lenses and maybe stop the air from condensing on it. You can see I finally got that fancy UV filter that I've always been complaining about the light in here. It's either so dark it's like it's in a cave, or it's like you're inside an actual solar flare. Now there's a little bit more of a healthy middle ground. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better. And I'm so glad I took the time to do this and just vent a little bit, because I feel better. It was a productive way to wait for the camera lenses to defrost. In the future, I will probably not keep it in the cabinet. There's probably a nasty draft in there. I'll keep it maybe in the back where we sleep in its case. Then I won't have to deal with this and waiting to start the video. I get a little neurotic about my work. If I can't start on time when I wanted to start, if I feel like my work day is dragging because of unforeseen circumstances, it makes me want to eat a hole through our pillows and scream, and it's not healthy. I really like to sit down, buckle down, and get my work done. I've always been a firm believer that if you don't like your situation, you should, you can complain or you can do something to change it. That's how I've operated my whole life. And it really gets under my skin when things this sounds so ridiculous. I mean, every person probably feels this way, but it gets under my skin when things feel like they're outside my control. Like, I am trying as hard as I possibly can. I'm doing everything to change my situation that I'm unhappy with. And things are still going wrong, preventing me from achieving my goals. And it's because I have that so drilled in my head, by myself and by my parents. Both my parents were really, really hardworking people. Is that, kind of shut up and don't complain. If you don't like where you are, then do something about it. It's very deep in my person, and if I'm not getting done what I want to get done, I tend to feel like it must be my fault. It's when things are out of my control. I don't know. I'm learning now how to take deep breaths and say, all right, it's okay. Come back to it later. It's not your fault. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay if you don't get everything done today. It's okay if, things take a little bit longer than you wanted them to. I'm still learning that, even, at 20, almost 27 years old. My birthday's next month. I feel that I've somehow become less patient as I've grown up. I used to be a really patient kid. I was very, very patient as a young person. I dealt with things, with a smile on my face, and maybe that's why it's kind of catching up to me now. Not really dealing with things, just kind of nodding my head and saying it's okay, it's all gonna be okay. Keep it calm, keep it real. And then I hit 26, and gray spots started popping up, and I started gritting my teeth and wondering, what if it's not okay? What do I do to make it better? Why isn't it better? But it is getting better, little bit at a time. Um, did some minor attitude adjustments. I'm sorry if this really disturbed you, because this is really not a side that I show in my videos. I try to just keep it to the entertaining, the writing help, the schooly life, happy rainbows. But this upcoming video is, I planned on it being a little rough because I was going to be talking about things that are kind of destroying our home a little piece at a time. Things that you should be aware of, be careful, and stay away from, if you're, or what you should do to survive the winter in a schoolie. So I knew it was going to get under my skin a little bit. And then the foggy camera just sent me over the edge. That thing that just sends you over the edge. So whoever watches this, thanks for listening. I just kind of feel like I'm talking to myself through the camera, which is a little weird, but a little therapeutic. I hope that my little tirade helped you somehow throughout your day. I'm going to go film my next video for you guys, and if live streaming is something you guys like, maybe I'll do it more often. Maybe not so much venting, not about things that are going wrong with my filming process, hopefully. But just more casual, informal things that I think of, tip sessions and stuff. I usually put them in blog posts. So if you subscribe to my website, you can get those blog posts, and see, all the little things I think of throughout the week. But if this is the preferred format, I'd be happy to do this too, I guess. Um, Happy writing, happy school bus living, everybody. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for listening.